And now, if there are any questions from the media, we also want to thank you all for being here.
You've been pressing the legislature to get a budget done, and yet there's a number of lawmakers, as you know, that are in Minnesota politicking today at the convention, just like the Democrats were last week. What do you say about all those legislators that are playing hooky today?
Well, I think it is very important for the California people to know that while the state is 2.5 months late on a budget, and while there are severe consequences because of that to education and health care and hospitals and law enforcement and firefighting and all of those things, there are absolutely no consequences to the legislators. Absolutely none. They go on vacation, they go on recess, they go home on the weekends and have their 2 days off because, God forbid, they have to work through the weekend, and they go to the various different conventions and do their things, and business as usual. As a matter of fact, they're even collecting per diem every day when they go to the Capitol of $1,000 a week, tax-free. So think about that. And you guys have to suffer here out. So I think it is unfair, and this is my opinion. I think that you should stay in the Capitol. They should not go anywhere until the budget is done. But I've recommended that already months ago. Please.
Could you speak about your opposition to some sort of continuing resolution to keep these kind of critical payments going even while there's... Why is that a problem?
I think it is very important that they pass a budget, not again find a temporary solution. We have seen temporary solutions all the way since 2003 to say, don't worry about it, next year we will have solved this problem, next year we will solve this problem, and we didn't get budget reform, and we never got a budget on time. For the last 20 years, there were only 4 budgets on time. There's something terribly wrong with our budget system, and this is why I think we should force the legislators to pass this budget. This is the important thing. Then everyone will get paid, and everyone will be rehired again in state office and all those things. That's what we need to do.
Governor, does that mean you will veto a continuing resolution if one reaches your desk?
It cannot reach my desk because I have to request it. So therefore, no, I'm requesting a budget that comes to my desk that is a reasonable budget with budget reform. That's what I will sign, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Can you see this going to pass the November election?
I would take this as long as it takes, because this is the year where we have to finally say, the people of California have to finally say, look, you've done this now for decades. You've borrowed, you've increased taxes, you've promised us they will fix the system once and for all, and you didn't. The legislators should this time fix the problem. We have a good opportunity this time, rather than to get stuck in ideology. It is very, very easy to do this problem. We just have to see $15 billion deficit. Everyone has to give, and then we can have a budget. Any other question? Yeah, please, back there.
Taxpayers and voters to make change with all this?
I think it's a very good question, and this is why I'm traveling around the state to talk about this, because I always consider myself as a people governor. I want to be out there with the people because the people send us to Sacramento. It's important for you to get involved. All the people here, get involved. Call your legislators and tell them that you're demanding a balanced budget with budget reform and to go and fix this problem once and for all. You can have the power. That's why I say to you, I alone can do the lifting because, we don't have a dictatorship. We don't have a system in place where the governor says, this is the way it's done, you're going to stay in the office and you're going to do the budget. No, that's not the way it works. They can go and do their things, and then may I remind you, thank God we don't have a dictatorship because, I grew up in Austria. We were surrounded by dictatorships, so I left because of that. But I just want people to understand the governor does not have the power to make the legislators do their work. I don't have that power. I can ask them, I can beg them, I can offer them, that it will be a brighter future if they do their work, all of those kind of things, but I can't make them do it. And so we are urging them, and the people can make them do it, because when you call them and says, look, the election is coming up, so you are on the line here. Get to work and get this done. And the other thing I think that was just earlier, one of the speakers talked about was they are so far apart ideologically. And that's, of course, why we need redistricting. Think about that. The redistricting Proposition 11 will solve that problem, because the last time the legislators have drawn the district lines for themselves, think about that, the legislators have drawn the district lines for themselves so they can carve out their districts so there's no competition and you can't vote them out. What I want to do is have the district lines drawn again by citizens, not by the legislators. Take that away from the legislators. Give the power back to the people of California. Draw the district lines, and so there's competition between Democrats and Republicans, and then all of a sudden, those lines, those extreme lines will come together, and there will be more competition and better performance in Sacramento. So thank you very much. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you.